ليكن يومك للشعب ودادا ليكن حبك للأرض مداد قلم أنت فكم عبرت عنا وبنيت المجد أطوادا شداد أنت يا ملهم شعب.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على نبينا الهدى المصطفى. In this episode, we'll be talking about what your deeds can do. I'll be relating this to one of the hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he was narrating the story of three good men who got stuck behind a rock. Now, one day, three men were traveling. On their way, they just happened to got into a cave to take some rest. Upon entering into the cave, that was how rain started. Heavy wind blew before the rain started. And all of a sudden, a large, massive rock just got to the front of the entrance they are meant to pass when they are leaving the cave. So there's no way for them to leave the cave when the rain ends. What happened? They got stuck already, and they got thinking that, what are we going to do? It's impossible for us to push this rock away because it is so massive and heavy. Then the three of them just got themselves together. They were thinking about what they can do. Should we pray? Should we call upon someone? Even if we start making noise, we start shouting, nobody is going to hear us. So definitely, we are already in danger. Anything can happen to us here. Then, what happened was, one of them just thought about it. What can we do? What can we do? Should we make a supplication? Let's make a supplication. Then one of them said, is it possible that the three of us can think deep about just one good deed that you have done? I think about one good deed I've done, you think about one good deed you have done, and the other person as well thinking about the good deed he has done. We can use this to supplicate to Allah, and Allah will answer our prayers. We never can tell if this rock, this massive rock, we just have our way through this rock. Then, one of them thought about it. He just thought about it that, yes, I've done something that I think Allah might love. I've been dutiful to my parents. And he mentioned that by Allah, before he feeds his own family, he used to make sure he feeds his own parents. Whatever he needs, he spends on his family, he spends on his parents first. That's how dutiful he was to his parents. Then he just thought about it that, okay, there was one day that he was searching for milk to come and feed his family. Then he went so far, he couldn't get it in nearby arena. So he went so far to get the milk. Upon getting home, it was already late, and the parents, they were fast asleep. They slept, he held the milk, wanted to give the parents that, to feed them. But unfortunately, he did not even want to wake them up. That, oh, come take your milk. He doesn't want to disturb them. So he waited for them to wake up by themselves. Unfortunately, they ended up waking up at dawn. By this time we are talking about, even his family were not fed. Because I've said it before that he mentioned that if he has not fed his father and mother, his parents, he won't even dare feed his family. Then they woke up and like, what's going on? I said, I've been waiting for you since last night. This was what happened, this was what happened, this was what happened. Okay, then he fed them that morning. He now mentioned, he said, the hadith mentioned that Allahumma in kunta fa'awtu zalik ibtigha wajhika fafarrij anna wama nahnu fihi min hazihi as-sakhra. that, oh Allah, this thing that I have done, I'm using it to seek your pleasure. If truly I'm using this to seek your pleasure, your pleasure, then you should relieve us from this thing, this predicament that we have fallen into. Then, from Fajrat Shay'an, that was how the rock moved a little bit, and they saw how it moved. لا يستطيع الخروج منه, but it's not enough for them to pass through it. This happened. The other person too thought about it. Okay, let me think about one good deed I've done. He just thought about it. There is a lady who happens to be his cousin. He has been eyeing her, but she didn't agree to be with him. Then, one day, that cousin of his, the lady, the beautiful lady, came to him seeking for about 120 dinar. 120 dinar? Okay, no problem. I will give you on one condition. One condition is that I'm going to do so and so with you. The lady had no choice. As we were told that she was even married. She had no choice, and she had to fall for this. They were in the same room together, and, waiting to do so and so that they were about to do. That was how the lady told him to fear Allah. That this thing they're doing, you should be wary that definitely Allah is watching them. The angels are watching them. That was how that fear of Allah came into the man. The fear of Allah came into the man, and he just thought about it that, he stood up from the bed and said, I'm not doing this again because I fear Allah truly. He gave that lady whatever she wanted, and that was how that ended. He didn't touch the lady anymore. So he said, if truly I have also done this to seek your pleasure, O Allah, Allah, please relieve us from this predicament. That was how the rock moved again a little bit, but it was not enough for them to pass. The last person thought of what he is doing. He said that he has workers he used to pay. That these workers, there's one of those workers that refused to collect his pay. He went, something happened, erupted, and he left. Then he used this money to invest. He invests in goats, in cattle, and other animals. And that was how the investment was growing. And we have a very large, massive farm, a cattle and animal. The person came after some time and was asking for his money. He said, you want your money? Okay, come and look. All this are yours. He thought he was joking. Please don't joke with me. Just give me my money. No, this is your money. I've done so and so. I've invested with your money, and these are the returns of your money. And he gave him everything. He gave the worker everything. He now said, oh Allah, if truly I have used what I did to my worker to seek your pleasure, please relieve us from this predicament. That was how the rock shifted again, and it was enough for them to pass through. Now, what are we going to learn from this? Sincerity, our intention. Whatever we do, we should make sure we are doing it solely for Allah. And our good deeds can save us from predicaments. Another thing is that we should be good to our parents. Then, another lesson is brotherhood. The brotherhood that this taught us. 3 people came together, and we can see that they bonded together, and they are good people. They influenced one another with their good deeds. Then, the last but not the least is giving up adultery when you can. Some people, they give up adultery when they can't. You should give up adultery when you can. It shows the intention that you have and your sincerity in your good deeds. Now, I think I've been able to mention all this, and we can learn 1 or 2 things from this. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر لكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أنت مذ عرفناك تحب القوم جمعا لا فرادا في خليج ومحيط عرفوا زايد ذاك الشهم من بالبذل ساد